Help me reach 1,000 subscribes. Support the video with a like and leave your thoughts in the comments. I read every comment. Thanks. I never cared much about who my wife, Emily, worked with. Marketing teams shuffle all the time. New faces come and go. She'd mention co-workers during dinner, but I barely paid attention until the name Jake started popping up more than usual. At first, it was harmless stuff. Jake handled the presentation today. Jake cracked a joke in the meeting. Jake's the only one who drinks the nasty office coffee. I shrugged it off. I trusted her. She's smart, loyal, the kind of woman who leaves her phone face up without worrying. But over the last few weeks, something changed. She started dressing up more for work. Fresh curls, new lipstick, a jacket she used to save for special dinners. When I teased her, she told me the office was getting stricter about appearance. But I'd been to those corporate functions. No one there cared what shade of red you wore, just whether you hit your numbers. Still, I didn't push. Maybe she was just trying harder. Maybe she wanted a promotion. I told myself not to be paranoid. I'd rather be the fool who trusts than the man who drives himself crazy imagining shadows in daylight. Everything snapped into focus one Tuesday night. Around 6:45 p.m., she texted me, "Hey, love, running late. Big project. Don't wait up for dinner." I looked at the message, then at the untouched leftovers on the stove, and sent back a simple, "No problem. Be safe." I wasn't angry, just disappointed. We hadn't had a proper dinner together in weeks. Work kept swallowing her whole, and I kept pretending I didn't notice. About 10 minutes later, I sent a casual message. "How's the team holding up? Is Jake there too?" It was innocent enough. Just a name. A co-worker. I didn't even expect a reply immediately. But she didn't respond at all. That silence sat wrong. Emily always answered quickly, even with a "can't talk now." The read receipt didn't pop up. Nothing. I tried distracting myself by cleaning the kitchen, wiping down the counters twice even though they didn't need it. By 7:20, I gave up and sat on the couch, scrolling through mindless videos with the volume low. At 7:28, the front door opened. She stepped inside, hair slightly frizzy from the wind, makeup faintly smudged, jacket folded over her arm like she'd taken off in a hurry. 20 minutes. That's all it had taken for her to come home after I mentioned Jake. A woman, stuck at work late, doesn't walk to the door in 20 minutes. Not in our city. Not with her office 35 minutes away on a normal day. My chest tightened, but I kept my face calm. "That was fast," I said. She blinked like she hadn't prepared for me to be awake. "Oh, yeah." The meeting ended early. "Really?" I asked, keeping my tone light. "When you didn't text back, I figured you were swamped." She hesitated, just a split second, but enough for me to catch it. "I was driving," she said. "Didn't see the message." Except her car has Apple CarPlay. Messages pop up automatically. She always answers me while driving with voice reply. Always. I didn't comment. Not yet. She headed to the bedroom quickly, almost too quickly, saying she needed a shower. Normally she tosses her purse on the counter, kicks off her heels, complains about her long day. But tonight, she moved like someone avoiding a spotlight. I watched her disappear down the hall, my stomach sinking with a cold, heavy certainty I didn't want. When she closed the bedroom door, I pulled out my phone and checked her location history. Not spying, just the automatic sharing we'd had for years. Her wasn't at the office at 6:45. It wasn't anywhere near it. It was at Riverside Commons, a cluster of restaurants and shops near the river. A place she never mentioned. A place she had no reason to be during late work. And the last location ping? A parking lot, 23 minutes from home. I stared at the screen until the numbers blurred. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to be that man. But reality has a way of whispering in your ear, even when your heart tells it to shut up. When Emily came out of the shower, she avoided my eyes, wrapped in her robe, hair damp. I kept my voice steady. "So, who were you with tonight?" She froze. Not dramatically, just a small, almost invisible pause. But pauses speak louder than confessions sometimes. "What's that supposed to mean?" she asked, forcing a laugh. I didn't smile. I asked if you were really working late. Her lips tightened. I was. Why are you interrogating me? I'm not, I said quietly. But you came home 20 minutes after I asked if Jake was there. Her face drained. Just a flicker. But it was there, something collapsing behind her eyes. The room grew heavy, silent, like we were standing on the edge of a truth sharp enough to cut both of us. And I wasn't sure which of us would bleed first. Emily didn't answer right away. Her breath hitched, just barely, like the question had pushed the air out of her lungs. She crossed her arms over her robe, gripping the sleeves like she needed something to hold on to. You're being paranoid, Noah, she said, but the edge in her voice wasn't irritation. It was fear, thin, brittle, and trembling beneath every word. I'm asking a simple question. I replied, were you really working late? She shifted her weight, eyes scanning the room as if looking for the safest version of the truth. Yes, she said finally. I told you. A project ran long. At Riverside Commons? Her head snapped toward me, eyes wide. She tried to speak, but nothing came out. A second of naked shock exposed everything she'd been trying to hide. Then she swallowed hard and forced her voice steady. Why are you checking where I am? That's not okay, Noah. That's controlling. It's our shared location. The one we set up years ago. I didn't check it until tonight. My voice stayed calm, even though my chest felt like someone was twisting a knife in it. So, tell me why you were at Riverside instead of your office. She took a step back, gaze falling to the floor. Fine. I grabbed dinner. I was hungry. The project's been exhausting. I needed a break. Alone. Her jaw clenched. Silence filled the space between us, thick and suffocating. She didn't answer, and that was an answer on its own. I pressed gently, not angrily, just wanting the truth. Was it Jake? She flinched, a small, involuntary twitch. It wasn't a date, she said, voice cracking. It wasn't like that. Then what was it? She opened her mouth, but tears slipped down her cheek before the words formed. She wiped it quickly, like she didn't want to give me the satisfaction of seeing her cry. We were just talking. That's it. About what? She hesitated again, and in that pause I saw everything she'd been hiding. Her guilt, her confusion, her desire to say something that wouldn't destroy us but also wouldn't be a lie. About us, she whispered. My stomach dropped. Us. She nodded, hands trembling now. I've been stressed, okay? The last few months. I didn't know how to bring things up. Jake noticed I wasn't myself. He asked if I was okay. One conversation turned into another. It felt easy to talk to him. Easier than talking to your husband? Her eyes closed, pained. No, that's not what I meant. Then what do you mean, Emily? Because you didn't come home early when you said you were working. You came home early when I asked about him. Her lips parted, but no excuses came out. Just quiet, shaky breath. I felt something shift inside me. Not rage, not heartbreak, but a cold clarity I didn't expect. I had spent weeks ignoring red flags, telling myself I was imagining things. But the truth was standing in front of me, barefoot and trembling, and it didn't need to shout to be heard. Are you emotionally involved with him? I asked. Her eyes filled again. I don't know, she whispered. I swear I don't know. I'm not cheating. Not physically. But I think I crossed a line. I didn't realize it until tonight. I leaned back slightly, absorbing her words like blows to the chest. What happened tonight? She wiped her nose with the back of her hand. We talked. He asked if I was happy. I didn't answer. And then I panicked. I left. That's why I came home so fast after your text. I realized how stupid it looked. I realized what I was doing. And you didn't think to tell me before it got this far? I was scared, she said, voice cracking again. I didn't want to admit I'd let someone else get close. I thought I could handle it. I thought I could just pull back without you ever knowing. But you didn't pull back, I said gently. You hid it. Her tears fell freely now, her shoulders shaking. I'm sorry, she whispered again and again, like it was the only word she had left. The thing is, I believed her, not because she deserved blind belief, but because her guilt wasn't fabricated. It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet and raw and real. She hadn't cheated, not yet, but she had let someone else occupy the emotional space that belonged to us. Emily, I said softly, I'm not going to fight for a marriage alone. If you want him, just say it. If you want this to work, you have to say that too. She looked up, eyes red and desperate. I want you, she said. I swear I do. I was stupid. I didn't realize how far I drifted. Just don't give up on me yet. I nodded slowly, not as forgiveness, but acknowledgement. This doesn't get fixed in a night, but it starts with honesty. I'll tell you everything, she whispered. And she did, until the weight between us finally broke. Not with anger, but with truth.